Hi, my name is Dennis Niven, not David Niven, and I'm here in Scottsdale, Arizona, where I live. I'm a partner in a consulting firm, and I want to talk to you about how easily it is for a CPA to get him or herself in trouble. About 5 years ago, I was sponsoring an entrepreneurial organization. Terrific bunch of entrepreneurs. I'm one myself, so I relate to them. And one of my clients, the president of the organization, texted me one day and said, "Dude, you have to help this new member out." Okay, got a hold of her, and problem was this gal needed financing for her organization. And fine, I know bankers, set up a couple of meetings with bankers, and I met her for the first time at the first bank, and went in and she started talking to the banker. I was sitting on the side more or less, and here are my financials, and the banker says, "Well, we see that you have an SBA loan." And I'm looking, I don't see an SBA loan on the balance sheet here, but okay. And you know, the conversation deteriorated, and very quickly it was determined, well, you know, your business is upside down, not really something we're interested in. Thank you very much. So we leave. I had set up a meeting a couple of days later. Another banker came out to her organization and very quickly got to the bottom line and said, "You're not bankable." Okay, that's fine. I explained what not being bankable meant. Continue on with factoring or whatever you were doing. And so several months later, working with another client from this same entrepreneurs group, who had just sold a company, and we were sitting at Starbucks, and he said, "You know, I have $23.5 million, and what I want to do with it is loan to other entrepreneurs like me who aren't bankable." How could I not say, "Do you know what's her name in your organization?" I said, "No, I haven't met her yet." I said, "Well, I went through this situation with her, and she's not bankable, an entrepreneur, seems like she knows how to sell, we need some money to run the company." He said, "Well, you put me in touch with her." Called her, you know, send the information over to this guy, and about 10 days later, I learned that he had made her a loan. And I told him, I said, "She really needs help managing the company. You're really good at managing. She's really good at sales. It could be a good fit." So they formed an advisory board. He helped her get the business growing and encouraged her to continue growing, and he would finance the growth as it went along. Well, fast forward about a year later, the debt at 36 to 103% interest rates from him. The company wasn't quite as profitable as they thought it should be, and pretty soon they defaulted on the debt. And well, gee, this is really bad, but the high risk, that's where the high interest rates come from. And the next thing I notice is that my wife calls me in a bit of a panic, and well, I've been served. Well, the short of it is that because I made the introduction, I was held responsible for the repayment of a little over $500,000 of loans. And thinking, okay, well, this should be easy enough to do. Over a 4-year period, just recently ended within the month, I worked with attorneys, first of all, trying to get the E&O insurance company to even cover me, because, well, the complaint says you were an officer and an employee of this company. And, well, if it says that in the complaint, it must be true. They finally understood that I was none of them and continued to proceed. Over a 4-year period of practicing, rehearsing, thousands and thousands of documents, and by the way, everything you say in emails, you may have to eat in front of a jury later. And a 4-week jury trial ensues, And the whole thing is that I was a CPA, and a CPA is held to a higher standard. And I made an introduction. The person assumed that since I made the introduction, this must be a good loan risk and would continue to be a good loan risk. It's very, very difficult to find a jury of my peers and to have that jury believe that, okay, well, he is a CPA, not in public practice. I never signed a thing, didn't do a test work, anything like that. But juries don't understand that complication. It comes down to this guy lost a lot of money, and this person's responsible for starting that relationship. This person's a CPA. I don't understand practicing, non-practicing, consulting, auditing, all of that. But this guy's a CPA, and I really feel that they should be held to a higher standard. So the result here in the past 30 days has been a fortunate one for me, I guess. My wife doesn't totally agree, but my insurance company decided to settle the case, and with the insurance, the attorney fees and the settlement, I have a non-confidentiality agreement, but I can tell you it's approaching $1 million for making the introduction. So please be careful how you as a CPA represent anything to a client or a potential client, because they will listen to you differently because you have the mantle of CPA on your shoulders, and they will successfully hold you responsible for something as simple as an introduction. In closing, knowing what I know now, you must be very careful about what you say. I did everything right. I didn't sign anything. I didn't produce any documents. I mean, I did forward documents, but there was nothing prepared by me. Simply, it's a matter of I was involved and I had a license, therefore I am responsible. So please be careful. Disclaim, put people in touch, but say nothing about it, because as a CPA, anything you do is as if you audited that.